What is going on, guys? This is your model of the IWC Gamers Goon, and we are coming off of a very chaotic, shocking show of Bound for Glory. I'm not gonna lie. The ending, the last hour of this show, boy, were we in for a treat. I did not see what was happening happen. They were throwing shit at left field, and oh my god, was it spectacular. Impact, I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't a home run of a show, but it was a solid show. It was a solid show. Now, I do know the results, and I don't really care enough to go back and watch the pre-show. I didn't know how to watch the pre-show because when I was clicking on the YouTube link, it was like the hype up for the matches. Like, I'm seeing Josh Alexander promos. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to mess with this. I'm just going to continue to watch the Bulls game until the pay-per-view starts. So I know who won, and that was Jordynne Grace. She won the six-way match for the Impact Digital Media Championship. And according to Jordynne Grace, she is now the very first Triple Crown winner in Impact Wrestling. I'm just going to take her word for it. But, yeah. Jordynne Grace won. Like I said, the only two people that really made sense to me were Chelsea Green and Jordynne Grace, just because they were the only two people with a real character to them. At least from what I know going into things. Because obviously I'm not watching Impact each and every single week. Most of the stuff I'm watching on Impact is either to specifically do with what Deonna Purrazzo is doing over there, or some YouTube clips if I hear some things are good. So, to me, Jordynne Grace and Chelsea Green were the two biggest names, the two biggest characters going into that match. So it made sense for me to think that Jordynne Grace would win the Digital Media Championship, and that did happen on the pre-show. Was it a good match? I can't speak on it. Sorry about that. But what I can speak on is the in-ring debut to start off with the Bound for Glory main card. We had the Inspiration, Jessica McKay and Cassie Lee, formerly known as Billie Kay, formerly known as Peyton Royce, formerly known as the Iconics, Two Eyes in Iconics, Two Eyes in the Inspiration. I'm not gonna lie, their presentation was not bad. They came out, they weren't as cringe as what they were with the WWE. Now, they still had some mannerisms. They did the iconic thing, where they do the hands on the hips and they look off into the distance. Kill it, bury it. It don't work. We need to get rid of the mannerisms. That's the first thing with the Inspiration. We got to get rid of these WWE mannerisms. I don't want to see it. They were cringe then. They're cringe now. Get over it. As for their entrance song, I messed with it. Their attire looked good, and outside of their mannerisms and just the whole still doing this and they're still doing Inspiration, like they have to do it to get cut it out. Just cut it out. We don't need to do what we did in the WWE. There's a reason why you got fired from the WWE. And that is not because what you were doing was working. Sorry if you can hear them clapping out there. There's basketball going on. And that shit's been happening for the last hour and a half, so it's been pissing me off. So, my bad if I feel a little bit stressed out and a little bit pissed off during this. Because apparently it doesn't matter if I need some peace and quiet for once. But when everybody else needs peace and quiet, we can have peace and fucking quiet. So, sorry if I come off a little bit irritated at times during this. But this match, honestly, it wasn't bad. It was better than the WWE stuff. It wasn't great by any means. It didn't really. It looked okay. It honestly felt like I was watching, like, you know how I've been saying about Alexa Bliss when I've talked about the WWE, is she's actually growing on me. She's not bad, but she's also not great. It's kind of what this felt like. They're not bad, they're not great. It is what it is. But at the end of this thing, the Inspiration became the new Impact Women's Tag Team Champions. They beat Decay, obviously that being Rosemary and Havoc. They went out there, had an okay match, wasn't anything special. Inspiration ended up winning the championships. Shout out to the Inspiration. Shout out to Jessica McKay and Cassie Lee. Hopefully they reinvent themselves and kind of get rid of that WWE stigma. That's not a stigma you really want to be forced to have going throughout your career. So hopefully they can get rid of that stigma with them, and hopefully they can reinvent themselves like what Deonna Purrazzo was able to do when she stepped away from the WWE. Hopefully it works out for them. But the Inspiration, they won. They looked better than they did in the WWE, but honestly was not anything too promising. We'll see what happens with the Inspiration going forward. Then what we had next was a very, very good triple threat match, man. This triple threat match was to crown the vacant X Division champion. Obviously, Josh Alexander being able to take option C going into this pay-per-view, which means he gives up the X Division championship in order to have a championship match against whoever the champion is at that time, obviously being Christian Cage. And this was a fucking beast of a match, man. Steve Macklin, I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea who this guy was. We had Fantasma up in there. El Fantasma was up in there. Trey Miguel was up in there. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Usually with these Trey Miguel matches, Trey Miguel's the one that impresses me. But I was very impressed. I was genuinely, surprisingly, and just unexpectedly impressed with what Steve Macklin was able to do. There was a spot in this match where Trey, he goes his back, he does the thing where like you springboard on your hands, your back hits the ropes, and you're gonna flip back over. But Steve Macklin spears him through the ropes. It looked beautiful. And Steve Macklin was doing suicide dives. It looked awesome. Very good stuff from Steve Macklin. Trey Miguel did some cool Trey things. That's what I have written down. Trey, you know what he does. He comes in there. He tries to hit code reds. He dives all over the place. That's what Trey was doing this game. He couldn't win with the code red, though. Trey does have a cup in, and as Fantasma goes to give him a low blow, that does not work. He kicks him a couple times, knocks him down, gets a brain buster on him, hits a meteor, and then he wins the championship over Fantasma. Trey Miguel is now your X Division champion. Hopefully he can retain it long enough to get to an option C, because I think we've all wanted to see Trey win the Impact World Championship for quite some time. He's a guy that I think, if you're talking about guys that are going to make something out of themselves currently in Impact that you think could make it to a bigger stage, you're thinking of a Sami Callihan, you're thinking of a Trey. Those are the two big names on my board. So we'll see what Trey does with the X Division Championship, hopefully. Hopefully he has a good title run, because we all love Trey. He has his boys MSK doing their thing over in the WWE. Now he's got himself with his own thing in Impact Wrestling. Great stuff. Phenomenal stuff put forth by these three men. Then we got into Violent by Design, VVD, going up against Heath. And Heath did not have a partner for a period of this match. And then Rhino comes on out. Rhino helps Heath win this match over VVD. This match was lame. It had no place on the card, if you're asking me. I did not enjoy it. That simple. Very, very predictable that Rhino was going to come out. I feel like everybody in that arena knew Rhino was going to come out. And he helped Heath win. I'd rather just have Rhino and Heath go in there and just have a legit match against VVD, but that wasn't the case. Kind of felt really, really anticlimactic, very lame, if you ask me. Then we had the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. Now, I should have pulled this up already, but I didn't do it. And I need to get all the members correct here, because I did not write the members down. The only thing I have written down right now is the winner. And obviously, for other reasons, we are going to remember the winner from what happens later on in the evening. What might that be? I don't know. But here we go. So the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, the entrances, we had Chris Sabin enter at number 1, Rocky Romero, we had Madman Fulton, Rohit Raju, Tasha Steeles, Rachel Ellering, Savannah Evans, Johnny Swinger, Melina, the Demon. Yes, the fucking Demon was there. And yes, you heard me right before that. Melina was also there. And Brian Myers was there. And Matt Cardona was there. Laredo Kid was there. Sam Beal was there. Rich Swann was there. Ace Austin was there. Moose was there. Eddie Edwards, he was there. Alicia Edwards, she was there. And then W. Morrissey was also there. This was chaotic. This was everything you'd think a battle royale or a gauntlet would be. I honestly think we could have just done a battle royal, because it did feel like it was kind of dragging a little bit at times. Just waiting for somebody else to come on in, because somebody's not going to eliminate somebody because that's somebody else's spot. At times it felt weird. But the big story is really the Demon showed up. Why? I don't know. Melina showed up. That's pretty cool. And obviously, at the end, the winner is Moose. The winner is Moose. And I don't like that. I do not like that the winner was Moose. Now, when I'm thinking of a Call Your Shot gauntlet, I'm thinking of it in the same light as I am thinking of Money in the Bank. It has no place being on somebody that could easily get a championship match at any turn in the road. Moose is somebody that has been in the main event scene in Impact and could easily justify getting a championship opportunity. Going through the list of people, Chris Sabin, he's another one that I don't think would need it. Matt Cardona's another one I don't think would need it. Rich Swann's one I don't think would need it. I would love to see Ace Austin win, but I don't think he needs it. Eddie Edwards also in that situation. I think it could have been much better off giving it to Rachel Ellering to potentially have a match against whomever the women's champion is, or we could have even done. We could have gone a little bit kind of out there, and we could have gave somebody like Laredo Kid an opportunity. We could have gave Sam Beal an opportunity. Sam Beal obviously being part of the Brian Myers alliance. Maybe that fuels some fire to Brian Myers to get in a feud with Sam Beal. We see Sam Beal next pay-per-view, but that was not what they were doing on this show. Instead, Moose won, and I don't really agree with it, but it was an okay gauntlet match. And then we had the tag team triple threat match. We had Finjuice, the Good Brothers, and the Bullet Club. Chris Bay was out there running the Bullet Club. Solid match. Nothing too special in my opinion. And this ended up with a very sneaky finish. Obviously, I don't know why anybody would think that anybody but the Good Brothers would win this. The Good Brothers just capitalize off of Juice Robinson, roll him out, end up pinning the Bullet Club, and end up winning and retaining their tag team championships. Where do the Good Brothers go from here? I don't know. I don't really know what you throw at them. For the love of God, don't make a Heath Slater and Rhino. Do not do that. That is a bad idea. Could it be Finjuice? Potentially with a one-on-one match? I don't know. Bullet Club? Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know what you do with the Good Brothers going forward. But I kind of expected them not to drop the titles tonight. And then we got into what I believe was the best match of the night, in my opinion. And that was Deonna Purrazzo going up against Mickie James. This match killed it. Mickie looked amazing in this match. My notes are put down as if I knew what was going to happen, but it didn't happen. My notes literally say Mickie legit looked like she was about to win this match. She had a phenomenal performance. And then it also says Mickie was not able to win with her DDT, but she's able to kick out of Deonna Purrazzo's Queen's Gambit, which Deonna couldn't win then. Then Deonna grabs a chair. She brings it in the ring. The ref stops it. No, you can't use that. Mickie goes and accidentally knocks the ref out. And Deonna grabs the chair. Mickie ends up kicking the chair, hits Deonna, goes towards Deonna. And Deanna was able to kick out at 2. I thought if Deanna was going to lose, it would be after the chair shot. Deanna hits an armbar on the ropes and goes for an arm drag. But out of nowhere, Mickie James follows it up, hits a tornado DDT, and wins. And at this moment, I was literally just shocked. I literally was shocked. I didn't know what to say. I did not expect Deonna Purrazzo to be losing going into this match. I did not expect Deonna Purrazzo to lose to Mickie James, out of all people. Mickie James shocked me. Now, congratulations to Mickie James. She did her thing. She looked awesome. But I did not expect it coming. And the first thing I tweeted after this was, Britt Baker, Deonna Purrazzo, AEW question mark? Let me get my match, man. Let me get my match. That I was pushing for. Let me get my match. Why not? Why not give me my match? Come on. It doesn't have to be a long-term thing, Impact. Just a one-off. She can lose for all I care. But please give me the Deonna Purrazzo, Britt Baker match. And then we got into the main event of the evening, which I was very excited for, man. I was going into this. I was like, hell yeah. This is going to be the crowning achievement of Josh Alexander's career. This is the time where he's going to finally become the guy in Impact. I love his abilities. I love the headgear. It makes him look like, he just makes him stand out. He's a phenomenal in-ring performer. He did a great job in the North. Everything about this guy made him seem as if he deserved it. And as soon as Mickie James won, I started questioning, well, we have 2 uncrowned champions that were crowned with the Digital Media Championship and the X Division Championship. And then we had the Women's Championship change hands, and now we also had the Women's Tag Team titles change hands. That's 4 championships going into this. So I'm thinking, are we doing 5? Are we really going to do 5? Impact said, no, we're not going to do just 5. We're going to do 6. Josh Alexander had a phenomenal match with Christian Cage. It was phenomenal. Christian was selling his back. Josh Alexander was taking advantage of it. And Josh Alexander was able to put in an ankle lock, get his knee into the back, step on the hand, and just stretching out Christian's body. Christian taps. His family comes in the ring and celebrates with Josh Alexander. And as Josh Alexander's kid is holding the title that is sitting on his father's knee, as the title's sitting on his knee and his kid is touching the title, his wife's hugging him, we see Josh Alexander look up, and Moose is standing there. Moose is standing there. He wants his shot. Call your shot. His shot was now. He wanted his opportunity, and he took it. Hit a spear on Josh Alexander as soon as the bell was rang. 1, 2, 3. Game over. Josh Alexander's title run was less than 2 minutes long. And I was shocked. I did not expect to call your shot to end up being tonight. I would have assumed that you give at least a few weeks of feeling good for Josh Alexander. But Moose had other plans. And that was shocking. That was honestly shocking. I didn't see it coming. Looking back at it, I probably should have seen it coming. But I didn't. They did a good job of disguising that. And we ended up getting 2 new Impact champions. So Josh Alexander, he is in the thumbnail of this video. He did win the championship. If you look on Impact right now, their champion's probably listed as Moose, or it's either still listed as Christian Cage. But I swear on everything, Josh Alexander won the championship and then immediately lost it. I feel so bad. His kid was literally touching the championship as Josh Alexander had to look up and realize his night's not over, and he immediately loses the championship. And then you have Moose standing over the top of Josh Alexander to close the show. Did Impact do a phenomenal job tonight? No. Did they do a bad job tonight? No. But I will say outside of the last two matches, this was the last two matches, in my opinion, were the best matches of the week. But here's where Crown Jewel was a better show than Impact tonight. without those last two matches. If those last two matches were not on the show, I mean, the Deanna stuff and then the Josh Alexander stuff. Josh Alexander, you can include the loose thing, whatever. If those last two matches weren't on the show, I would say Crown Jewel was completely better. But those last two matches on Impact, in my opinion, saved the show. They did have an awesome triple threat match. I love that triple threat match. But at that point, it was kind of out of my mind. But Impact did a solid job. They didn't have a great show. I'd probably give it like a 6.5. But yeah, Impact did their thing. And from what I understand, I might be the only person reviewing the show tonight. So if you ended up tuning in to watch this Impact review, thank you. Obviously, not many people were covering it coming into this show. Not sure why. I was hyped. I was hyped for the Deanna stuff. I was hyped for the Josh Alexander stuff. I thought the Teray Miguel stuff was gonna be good. It all turned out good. And I'm not gonna lie, low-key wanted to see what the inspiration was all about in Impact. So I tuned in, and it wasn't a terrible show. It wasn't a great show. It was what it was. But anyways, if you did end up tuning into this video to see how Impact was, if you were interested and you are not already, please subscribe. It really does help me out. I do cover AEW, I do cover WWE, and I do cover big shows on Impact. I don't cover all Impact shows. But I believe I will be covering Hard to Kill once that pay-per-view comes around. What else? I cover the NFL. I somewhat cover the NBA. But yeah, definitely pull on up to the channel. Subscribe, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, share it out, let everybody know where the best Bound for Glory review on YouTube is, because I believe, honestly, I have no competition tonight. Everybody was watching Dynamite, so I'm scot-free. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you next time.